I felt because of my performance this year, I wasn't bringing enough to the team, and I felt like it was easier for me to do it myself. I put 2 fingers up to Luke Humphries at the Grand Slam 3 years ago, but it wasn't malicious, and everyone knows it. And then all of a sudden, I got so uncomfortable up there that I couldn't physically release the dart. And watching it back, I've cried on the tour a couple of times this year.
Scott Williams, thank you very much for your time. I know it's been quite a hectic day. How are things going, first of all?
Yeah, really good, thank you very much. Yeah, it's going all right. Things are certainly looking up, that's for sure.
And how was this here? I mean, Target and Powerleague just sort of partnered up together to introduce this. You're here, Christopher, from the place like every day. What events like these do for the sport of darts, getting more people involved?
Yeah, I've done a lot with Target recently, events like this, because darts is getting so big. The places like this with dartboards, and the fact that they're bringing their Target equipment into places that as big as this, with football facilities and paddle facilities, and bringing it all together, just shows how big the game's getting.
How did you get into that? Number one as a fan, number two as a player?
Yeah, I was never a fan. Never a fan. I never watched darts properly. I watched Lakeside because it was at Christmas and never had Sky TV, so it was on BBC every 4th of January. Sorry. But other than that, no. My parents played quite a lot. It didn't really interest me really. I played pool. Pool was my pub game, and I was just working, and then someone asked if I could help them out, and then it started from there really. And I kind of got the bug and just took it step by step, and now here I am.
And what did you realise that actually I'm quite good at this, I'm better than good, I could do something with it?
Yeah, I started playing county, and I didn't know the levels of darts at the time. I didn't know how good you had to be at PDC and all that. So yeah, county was kind of where I was going around winning all these opens at the weekends and picking up the 300-400 quid, and I'm turning up and everyone's going, who's that guy? So that's how it goes, and then I kind of just stemmed it from there. Yeah.
I think when most people think of Scott Williams, they think of that run to the semi-final of the World Championship. And you say it was quite a shock beating Michael van Gerwen in the quarter-final. What do you remember from that run?
Everything. I remember every single thing. I remember the scores. I remember the players. I remember probably the days, if I think back that much. It's one of them things especially in my career. It's not a long career that I've had so far, but it's by far the most memorable, other than winning a Pro Tour, which was great at the time, but it seems to be more common now that Challenge Tour players are getting that good to win Pro Tours. The semi-final, any time on the Ali Pali stage, I remember everything, but that specifically was awesome.
I remember after you beat Michael in the press conference, you said afterwards that you just had a feeling in the practice room that he was there for the taking. Do you remember that? And do you remember how does that work in the practice room? Is that quite often you look over your opponent, try and get carry out, and just something about that day?
Yeah, mainly it's in the practice room. Before you go on the stage. So not the practice room everyone goes down and all the lounge and stuff like that. The practice room where it's literally just you and the other player. And I'm not often one for watching the other players here and they're getting on, but I was sat there kind of watching the game previous to me, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm watching Michael in the corner of my eye going, something's not right, it's dropping below the treble a lot, and I'm like, if I could just keep pestering that treble like I do and hit my doubles at the right time, I can take this, and I did. And the rest is history.
That area where it's just you two, how long do you spend in that area before you go to the day?
It could be 20 minutes, it could be an hour and a half. When it's depending on how the game is, semi-finals 1st to 7, if I remember rightly, 1st to 6. So when someone gets to 5 sets, you have to go down. So you've got a best of 5 minimum to get ready. So you got 20 minutes, half an hour plus all the commercial stuff. But then you see what happened with Chris and Rob in the quarterfinals. That's a long time to be sat in I was sat upstairs watching it with our manager at the time, and it was a long bloody time watching it then. But imagine having to sit down and waiting for that for an hour and 20 minutes. And that can be a long time when you're just with the other player, not talking to each other really, because you don't want to get in each other's head or feel like you do anything. Yeah.
When you're in that area alone, and Ali Pali with Michael Van Gerwen.
Yeah.
Is there any danger that he can almost be overcome with his aura given what he's done?
No.
Or he's just past that as an arms lane?
No, he's nowhere near past it. He's one of the. Oh, sorry. I passed. I'm sorry. It's so busy. I was going to say.
No.
Go on. Yeah. I say obviously. Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. No, you kind of have to just pass it by. It's just one of them things. I'd played Michael a couple of times previous on the Pro Tour. We both had a good game. He knew who I was. He knew what I could do, and I just don't think he was anticipating that then at the time. But you know, that was 2.5, 3 years ago now. So it's just it's part of history.
And over the last few months, weeks, there's been a few changes for you. Number one,
Yeah.
no longer with RK, with Brad Bain, managing Drawback.
Yeah.
What's next for you in the future? Are you in a position where you can reveal that?
No, there's nothing really in the pipeline. It's just you know, it's one of them times. Contract was up. I've been friends with Rab and Rob since I first started the PDC stuff. 2020. So it was like we've been such close friends, and I felt because of my performance this year, I wasn't bringing enough to the team, and felt like it was easier for me to do it myself and take the burden on myself, and that's what I'm doing for now. If something comes up in the future, in the near future, then I'll maybe look into it and have a chat with the right people. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy doing what I do and try and play the best darts I can.
The other thing that's changed, you lost a bit of tempo, was it?
I have.
3 stone in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
We see quite a lot of dart players now that seem to be on a bit of a health kick, losing a few pounds. Was that a conscious decision that you wanted to shed a few pounds around the way?
Yeah, it's been one of these things that has happened, and it happens to a lot of players, and you'll see it around the tour, where a lot of people come on the tour and they put the timber on. All of a sudden, they put the extra size in the shirts, and that's happened over the last couple of shirts I've had. I've gone from XL to 2XL to 3XL. Yes, the sizing of the shirt is slightly different as well, but I was like, I don't want this. So I felt like to last longer in it, I had to cut stuff out, and a bit of a health kick, a diet, drinking less, eating better, and just trying to be a better self.
How difficult is that, especially on the eating better front? Because when you're doing a lot of travelling, I mean, I don't do anywhere near as much as you do, but even I find it difficult when I'm at an event to eat good food, because you're getting out the venue late, you're relying on takeaways. How tough is it? Yeah,
it can be tough, but if a lot of the places you go to now, a lot of the cities, towns, they have places like Nando's and stuff that are open till 10, 11 o'clock at night. So even if you go into your local supermarket, you can get a good sandwich, a good meal, a good wrap, protein based. So as long as you're strict with yourself, you can do it. It's after a long day when you've done well or bad, or you want to treat yourself, or you want to, you're so angry with yourself, you're just going to eat crap. Like, if you can stop doing that, and that's what I've done. I hardly ever snack. I hardly ever have a takeaway. I try to eat the best I can and drink plenty of water and keep hydrated. So I feel better for it.
One of the other things I want to touch on is the badge on your shirt, the Happy Hour podcast, obviously with Jack, mate.
Yeah.
And he's got a massive platform, a huge audience.
Yeah.
What's it like to have somebody else who's got that much exposure, who has decided to put his backing behind you?
Jack's awesome. I've known him for a couple of years. I've watched and listened to his podcast religiously over the last few years. To have him come to me and message me and say he's interested and he wants to have a chat about this and that, I absolutely love it. And we sat down and we had a chat, and then I did his podcast, and we kind of come to an agreement. He's got so many fans that aren't included in darts. Like, I've had so many people message me and there's like, when is this shirt available? Because we want the logo, we want a shirt with the logo on. It is available soon for anyone who watches. But like, yes, it's great to have him, and all my sponsors are fantastic, and they have their own little bits and bobs that they do. Potters is one of my closest friends, and he follows me wherever he can. I'm getting messages here, left, right, centre. So not just Jack, all of them are fantastic. But having Jack with such a wide spectrum of visual and audio listeners is great to have someone like him in my corner.
You mentioned the sponsors. You mentioned all your sponsors there. I mean, we see sponsors patch on your shirt, give you a few quid and that, but actually, what goes on behind the scenes is more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, massively, yeah, massively. It's all of them do different things, and I can't speak for anyone else's sponsors because I stay away from it. But my own sponsors personally look after me, whether it's financially. I've got an insurance guy, medical insurance, life insurance. That's all covered now, so I'm all covered just in case the worst happens. As you know, they have their own Target, obviously, unbelievable sponsor with my brand. They let me be myself, which is more important than anything. Because if I'm not myself, then I'm no good to them. So yeah, everyone has their own bit to play, and they're all big for us as players. Massive.
How important is it to be yourself? I mean, everybody always says the game needs characters. You're certainly a character. It's got you in trouble a few times. Probably cost you a few quid as well. But how good is it when you can get on that stage and win or lose? You can always be that showman and put on a show.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing is being yourself. Obviously, unfortunately for me, myself is someone a bit eccentric and erratic, and I say the wrong things at the wrong time because I don't really have a filter. So I'm kind of trying to learn it. Okay, I'm just learning this media side of it. I'm not media trained. I don't want to be media trained. I feel like if I was media trained, it wouldn't be as raw and as natural as it is for me. I've done so many videos today. You know, I've seen you've been busy with these, but everyone wants me because I speak. I'm well spoken. I'm nice and loud, and I speak I'm straight to the point most of the time. And it's easy for me, but I do have to behave. You're absolutely right. I can be a naughty boy.
And I won't ask you about specifics, but is there anything that you said or done that maybe you do regret?
Not really. No, I put 2 fingers up to Luke Humphries at the Grand Slam 3 years ago, but it wasn't malicious, and everyone knows it. It was just unfortunately someone captured the still from Sky's TV. That's all it was. It was just a mate, and I just went, ugh, and that's it. And it captured, and that kind of caught some eyes, and that's where it started. But you know, it's a bit different because, especially when they interview you on the stage straight after your game, and you're so happy, you're elated, you got so much adrenaline running through you. Someone like me, that's why they haven't interviewed me on the stage for the last 3 years, because I say silly stuff. So I am learning to behave myself. I haven't swore once on this one. I swore a couple of times elsewhere, and I was like, oh. So I'm trying my best.
We've got a bleeper.
Oh good. Oh yeah. No, we won't need it. We're okay.
Just finally, if you're okay to talk about.
Of course, please do. I know you're going to bring it up, so please do.
Your battles with Dartitis.
Yeah.
I remember last year in my head, if I'm being honest, we were talking beforehand not to mention it.
Yeah.
I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And
Classic journalist.
Classic journalist. But I remember initially you acknowledged something was not right.
Correct.
You didn't want to say the word, and now you're talking about it. How was that journey been?
Yeah, it was tough to start with because obviously you don't want to admit that you've got it. You just feel like something's going wrong. There was a lot going on in my personal life in there. I had a dart shop, and I started to coach as well, which was going great. But then what I did is I seemed to put all my effort and time into that, which then my game went downwards, and then I was financially looking after the shop with my own money, not an investor's money or someone else's. So I kind of, so much pressure, but it was hard, really tough. The UK Open was one of the toughest ones this year. I played Benjamin Pratnamer, and I was 4-1 up, I think. And then all of a sudden I got so uncomfortable up there that I couldn't physically release the dart. And watching it back, I've cried on the tour a couple of times this year. I've won the games as well. I've cried. I beat Tyler Thorpe 6-4. I hit 5 bullseye checkouts. None of them, not one way you would think I'm going to bullseye, but I did because, like, in my head that's how it worked, and I cried. I went back to my manager and my wife were there, and I was like, I don't know why. But as you've seen recently, a couple of 9-darters in a couple of events, throws much better, change of equipment over the last 8 weeks. It's all coming back together, but potentially the first 6 months of the year is going to cost me massively. So if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. That's unfortunately it's darts. It's my life, and I'll get on with it, and I'll go do what the next thing I need to do to get back to the top.
It is something that we seem to be seeing more and more. We know that Bo Breeze and stuff with Nathan Aspinall, the Cardiff Beer Stretch Goal recently.
Yeah.
But I think we're also learning more and more that it's not a terminal condition. you get Dartitis, it isn't the end of your career.
Well, Gian van Veen, a massive one. The first ever time I met him was at the Modus Live League, and he beat me on finals night in the semi-finals. He took out 145, and it probably took him 45 seconds to throw all 3 darts, and he took it out, but it was just so unnatural. Treble 20, treble 19, but you can see what he does now, where he takes that little step. He's changed a lot of his stuff, so it can happen to anyone. Now he's number 2 in the world. You know, anything can happen.
Have you spoken to other players about it, been through it, or have you just tried to get through it by yourself?
Nathan collared me in Leicester a couple of months ago about it, just kind of when I was coming out of it. But at the same time, he could still see I was being affected by it. So, you know, it's not one of the things you want to bring up a lot to players because they have it. I knew Ricardo had it when I played him actually on the Pro Tour in Wigan. I didn't realise, because I don't watch. I'm always looking at the floor before my throw, so I didn't realise he was struggling. But he's coming through it again, which is great to see. You know, no one wants to see it. Dominic Grulich has been having it for a little while as well, and there's so much pressure up there because there's so much money involved in the game now. You want to be the best self you can all the time, and it's just not possible.
You talked about the first 6 months of the year could cost you. I think at the moment you're in 64th spot.
Yeah, so but then I'm not in the Worlds at the minute. I'm not in the Play Championship finals, not in the Europeans. You've got Bo that's half a dozen places below me, as well as I think Mike Ivanhoven is just underneath me. They're both in there, so all they need to do is win a couple of games, then I drop. But it's just as it is now. We've still got 8 events. Couple of European, some European events, Grand Slam to qualify for. I've still got plenty of the year to go. I just need to find that game the 9 darters need to go to wins, not little pin badges.
It's good to see you talk with confidence and walking around with confidence. Nice to speak to you.
You too, man. Thank you very much.